merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power when we had gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Good evening, and welcome to the Spring Valley Stagehands production of A Christmas Carol. One thing that you should know is that you are coming to us from about 200 years in the future, and I understand you have things that buzz and tweet and flash and chirp, and I just would ask that you turn them off, whatever that means. And then, just a brief reminder, we have 3 bathrooms in the facility. One is up the hallway. We are fairly modern for our time. One up the stairs and one out in the lobby, which you might want to use at intermission. That said, again, welcome and enjoy the show.
Here we come, a-wassailing among the leaves of green. Here we come, a-wandering so fair to be seen. Love and joy come to you, and to you a Christmas too. And God bless you and send you a happy new year. And God send you a happy new year. God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power when we had gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Jacob Marley was dead to begin this story. There's no doubt whatsoever about this. The clergyman, the clerk, and the undertaker signed the death certificate. Even the chief mourner Scrooge signed it. Marley, he was dead as a doornail. This fact must be distinctly understood, or nothing wonderful can come from the story we are about to relate.
Scrooge never painted over old Marley's name. There it stood, years afterward, above the warehouse door. Scrooge and Marley.
The name of the firm was Scrooge and Marley. Some people new to the business called Scrooge Scrooge. Other times they called him Marley. He answered to both. It was all the same to him.
Oh, but he was a tight-fisted hand, Scrooge. A squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner.
Hard and sharp as flint, from which no steel had ever struck out generous fire. Secret, self-contained, and solitary as an oyster.
The cold within him froze his old features, nipped his pointed nose, shriveled his cheek, stiffened his gait, made his eyes red, his thin lips blue. No wind that blew was bitterer than he.
Once upon a time, on Christmas Eve, old Scrooge sat, busy in his counting house. It was cold, bleak, biting weather, and he could hear the people in the court outside go wheezing up and down, beating their hands on their chests and stomping their feet on the pavement stones to keep warm.
Scrooge was at work in his counting house, keeping an eye upon his clerk, who was copying letters. Scrooge had a very small fire, but the clerk's fire was so very much smaller that it looked like a single coal.
A Merry Christmas, Uncle! God save you!
Humbug.
Christmas! A humbug, Uncle! You do not mean that, I am sure.
I do. Merry Christmas. What reason do you have to be merry? What right do you have to be merry? You're poor enough.
Well, come then, Uncle. What right have you to be so miserable? What reason have you to be so morose? You're rich enough.
Humbug.
Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas. Out upon a Merry Christmas. What's Christmas time to you but a time for paying bills without money? A time for finding oneself a year older and not an hour richer. A time for balancing one's books against a full dozen of months and finding that every item in them is balanced dead against you. Merry Christmas. If I had my will, every idiot that went about with Merry Christmas on his lips would be boiled in his own pudding and be buried with a stake of holly in his heart. He should.
Uncle!
Nephew, keep Christmas in your own way. Let me keep it in mine.
Keep it! But Uncle, you don't keep it.
Let me leave it alone. Whatever good it has done you, whatever good it may do you.
There are many things by which I have not profited, by which I might have done good, I dare say, Christmas among the rest. But I am sure that I've always thought of Christmas time as a good time, as a kind, forgiving, charitable, and pleasant time. The only time I know of in the long calendar of the year when men and women seem to open their shut-up hearts freely. And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold nor silver in my pocket, I do believe it has done me good, and will do me good yet. And I say, God bless it.
Let me hear another sound out of you, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation. You are quite a powerful speaker. Perhaps I should find you in Parliament.
Well, don't be angry, Uncle. Come and dine with Peggy and I tomorrow.
I'll see you in Hades first.
But why? Why?
Why did you get married against my wishes?
Well, I fell in love.
You cannot tell me. Good afternoon.
But nay, Uncle, you never came to visit me before that happened, so why give it as a reason for not coming now?
Good afternoon.
I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you. Why can't we be friends?
Good afternoon.
I am sorry, Uncle, from the bottom of my heart to find you so resolute. We have never had any quarrel to which I have been a party, but I have made the trial in homage to Christmas, and so I shall keep my Christmas humor until the last. A Merry Christmas, Uncle. And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon!
Oh, and a Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Crack, and your family, of course.
And a Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Nonsense. Flummery. Twaddle. My clerk. 15 shillings a week and a wife and family at home. Going on about Merry Christmas. I'll retire to Bedlam.
Scrooge and Marley's, I believe. Do I have the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley has been dead these 7 years. He passed away 7 years ago this very night.
I'm sure his liberality will be well represented by his surviving partner.
At this festive time of year, Mr. Scrooge, it is more than usually desirable that we make some slight provision for the poor and destitute who are in great want at the present time.
Tens of thousands are without common basic necessaries. Hundreds of thousands without common comfort, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Well, plenty of prisons.
And the workhouses? Are they still in operation?
They are. Still, I wish I could say they were not.
Oh, good. I had started to worry there for a second from what you were saying, that something had happened to, keep them from their useful course. I'm glad to hear it.
Oh, but under the impression that they hardly society provide Christian cheer for mind and spirit, for mind and body, a few of us are endeavoring to raise some funds to provide some meat and drink and means of work for the poor.
We choose this time of year because it is a time when abundance rejoices, although want is keenly felt.
How much should I put you down for?
Nothing.
Oh, you wish to remain anonymous.
I wish to be left alone. That is what I wish, since you asked the question. I do not make merry myself for Christmas, nor can I afford to make idle people merry. My taxes support those establishments which I mentioned. Those who are badly off must go there.
But many can't, and many would rather die.
Well, if they would rather die, they should do so and decrease the surplus population. It is not my problem. It is difficult enough to understand one's own business without interfering with someone else's. Mine occupies me constantly. Good day.
Look,
God rest ye merry, gentlemen, let nothing you dismay.
Scat!
For God, Governor.
No! Get off of my doorstep, you confounded ragamuffin! I suppose you'll want all day tomorrow, then?
If it be at all convenient, sir.
It is not convenient, nor is it fair. I would suppose, if I were to dock you £half for it, you'd find yourself ill-used, I'd be bound. But no one thinks I'm ill-used if I have to pay a day's wages for no work.
It's but once a year, sir.
Poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. Still, suppose you must have it. Be here all the earlier the next morning, then.
Indeed I will. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
What? Oh, it's all his cat.
Scrooge took his melancholy dinner in his usual melancholy tavern. And after having read all of the newspapers, he went home to bed. Now, he lived in a gloomy suite of rooms once owned by his deceased business partner, Jacob Marley. This night, it was so dark in the yard that even Scrooge, who knew its every stone, was fain to grope with his hands.
Now it is a fact that there was nothing at all particular about the knocker on the house door, except that it was very large.
It is also a fact that Scrooge had seen that knocker every night and every morning during his whole residence in this place.
Then, let anyone explain to me, if he can, how it happened that Scrooge, having his key in the lock on the door, saw in the knocker, not a knocker, but Marley's face.
Marley's face. It wasn't angry, nor was it ferocious. but looked at Scrooge like Marley used to look, with ghostly spectacles turned up on a ghostly forehead. And although the eyes were wide open, they were perfectly motionless. As Scrooge looked fixedly at this phenomenon, it again became a knock at the door.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who were you, then? You're particular for a ghost.
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Oh, Jacob.
would you have of my reality beyond that of your senses?
I don't know.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because a little thing affects them. A slight disorder of the stomach causes them to be cheats. You might be, undigested bit of beef, a crumb of cheese, a blot of mustard, an underdone bit of potato. There's more of gravy than of grave where you're come from, whatever you are. Humbug, I say, humbug.
Man of the worldly mind, do you believe in me or not?
I do. I must. But why do ghosts walk the earth, and why do you come to me?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him should walk abroad among his fellow men and travel far and wide. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. It is doomed to wander throughout the world, and woe is me, and witness what it cannot share, but might have shared on earth, and turn to happiness.
You are fettered. Tell me why.
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it link by link and yard by yard. I put it on of my own free will, and of my own free will I wore it. Is its pattern strange to you? Or do you know the weight and length of the strong coil you bear yourself? It was full as heavy and as long as this 7 Christmas Eves ago. You have labored on it since. It is a ponderous chain.
Jacob, speak comfort to me, Jacob.
I have none to give. A very little more is all permitted to me. I cannot rest. I cannot stay. I cannot linger anywhere. My spirit never walked beyond our counting house. Mark me in life, my spirit never roved beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hole. And weary journeys lie before me.
7 years dead and traveling the whole time?
The whole time. No rest, no peace. Incessant torture of remorse.
Do you travel fast?
On the wings of the wind.
One would think in 7 years you would have covered a great deal of ground.
Oh, captive, bound and dumb island. Not to know that no space of regret can make amends for one's life's opportunities misused. Yet such was I, oh, such was I.
But Jacob, you were always a good businessman.
Business. Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, forbearance, benevolence were all my business. The dealings of my trade were but a drop of water in the comprehensive ocean of my business. At this time of the year I suffer most. Why did I walk through crowds of my fellow beings with my eyes turned down, and never raised them to that blessed star which led the wise men to a poor abode? Were there no work homes to which its light would have conducted me? Hear me, my time is nearly gone.
I will. But pray, don't be hard on me, Jacob.
I come tonight to warn you that you have yet a chance and hope of escaping my fate, a chance and hope of my procuring Ebenezer.
You always were a good friend to me, Jacob, thank you.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Is that the chance and hope of which you speak?
It is.
I think I'd rather not.
Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first tomorrow when the bell tolls one.
Can't I have all three of them at the same time?
Expect the second on the next night at the same hour. The third upon the next night when the last stroke of 12 has ceased to vibrate. Look to see me no more, and look that for your own sake. You remember what has passed between us. Listen well to the spirits that visit you, for this will be your fate.
Humbug. Quarter past. Half past. Quarter to it. And the hour itself. And nothing else. One. Why, it was past 2 when I went to bed. How did... I couldn't have slept through the whole day and into the next night. Impossible. Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
Oh. For what reason do you haunt me?
Your welfare. Your reclamation, then, take heed. Rise. And walk with me.
I am mortal and liable to fall.
Bear but a touch of my hand there, and you shall be upheld in more than this.
Oh, good heaven. Oh, I grew up here. I was bred in this place.
Do you recollect the way?
Oh, recollect the way. I can do it blindfolded.
Strange to have forgotten it for so long.
Oh, look. There's Tom. Hello, Tom. Bert. Hi, Bert. Hello.
These are but shadows of the things that have been. They have no conscience. consciousness of us. Come.
It's my old school.
It is not quite deserted this Christmas Day. A solitary child is left there still.
I remember. Spirit, it is I, Ebenezer Scrooge. And the book I'm reading is Arabian Nights. Oh. All of the characters in my books would come to visit me in Christmas. Like Ali Baba. Dear old honest Ali Baba. One Christmas he did come to visit me, just like that. And there's Morgiana, the servant girl. She saved him. Look at her dance. Oh. And she's wearing the silver dagger. She saved his life, you know. Oh, it's Robinson Crusoe. Oh, look at his parrot. Oh. Red body, blue feathers, and a thing like lettuce on the top of his head. Poor Robin Crusoe, he called him, when he came back from sailing around the island. Oh, Robin Crusoe! Oh, where have you been, Robin Crusoe? The man thought that he was dreaming, but it was the parrot. Oh, look, it's Robin. It's Friday. Running across the sand. Oh, running for his life. The little creep. Oh, poor solitary child.
What is the matter?
Oh, nothing. There was a young child singing Christmas carols at my door earlier. I should wish to have given him something, that's all.
Let us see another Christmas.
Dear brother, I've come to bring you home, dear Ebenezer. To bring you home. Home, little fan? Yes, home for good and all, home forever and ever.
But what about Father?
Oh, but Father is so much kinder than he used to be. That home's like heaven. He spoke so gently to me one dear night when I was going to bed, and I was not afraid to ask him once more if you might come home.
And he said yes?
And he said yes, you should, and sent me a coach to bring you, and you never to come here again. You are to be apprentice, Ebenezer.
Apprentice? Really?
Yes, but we are to be together all Christmas long and have the merriest time in the world.
Bring a woman, little fan. Master Scrooge.
Always a delicate creature whom a breath might wither. But she had a large heart.
Yes, she did. I'll not deny that.
She died a woman, as I think. Had children?
Yes, one child.
True. Your nephew, Fred.
Yes, Fred.
Do you know this place?
Oh, know it? Why, I apprenticed here. Well, it's dear old Mr. Fezziwig. Bless me, yes. That's Mr. Fezziwig alive again. Oh.
Christmas Eve, no more work tonight. Christmas, Ebenezer, Christmas, Dick. Hilly ho, my boys. Let's clear away the furniture. Make plenty of room for a dance. Hilly ho, Ebenezer. Cheery up, Dick. Well done, everybody. But now, my dear Mrs. Scuzzy, I believe it is high time that we led a dance. A reel! Fine suggestion. Fiddler, a reel, if you please.
It isn't that. Spirit, it isn't that. He has the power to make us happy or unhappy? To make our work tiresome or light? A pleasure or a toil? Say that his power lies in words, looks, things so insignificant as it's impossible to count and add them up. What then? The happiness he gives is as if it cost a great fortune.
What's the matter?
Nothing in particular.
Something, I think?
No. I just wish that I could speak with my clerk just now is all.
Quick, my time is short. We will see a later Christmas.
It matters little. To you, Ebenezer, very little. Another idol has displaced me, and if it can cheer and comfort you in time to come, as I would have tried to, I have no just cause to grieve.
What idol has displaced you, though?
A golden one.
This is the even-handed dealing of the world. There's nothing on which this world is so hard as poverty. There's nothing it professes to condemn with such severity as the pursuit of wealth.
You fear the world too much. I have seen your nobler aspirations fall up one by one until the master passion, Cain, engrosses you. Have I not?
What then? Even if I have grown so much wiser, what then? I have not changed towards you, am I?
Ebenezer, our contract is an old one. It was made when we were born content to be so, until in good season we could improve our worthy fortune by our patient industry. You were changed. When we promised to marry, you were another man.
I was but a boy.
Your own feelings tells you that you are not what you were. I am. It was promised happiness when one is one in heart. It's brought with misery now that we are two. How keenly I have thought of this, I will not say. But it is enough that I've thought of it, and so I can release you.
Have I ever sought release?
In words, no, never.
And what then?
In a changed nature, in an altered spirit, in another atmosphere of life, another hope at its great end. In everything that made my love with any value in your sight, tell me, Ebenezer, if this had never been between us, could you try and seek me out now? No.
You think not, Belle?
I would gladly think otherwise if I could. Heaven knows. But if you are free today, tomorrow, then leave that you who choose a doubtless girl. You who weigh everything by gain. But choosing her, do I not know that your repentance and regret will surely follow? I do. And so, I release you, with a full heart for the love of whom you once were. May you be happy in the life you chose.
Go after her! Spirit, take me home. I do not wish to see this. Why do you delight to torture me?
I told you, these are the shadows of things that have been. That they are what they are, do not blame me.
Release me. I will not see this anymore. Conduct me home. Not me no longer.
Mrs. Dickens, it looks as if the spirits are having an impression on Ebenezer Scrooge.
How could they not, Mr. Dickens?
Aren't we invite our guests to, say, stretch their legs a bit before the final two ghosts make their appearances?
What a good idea, Mr. Dickens.
Would you like a refreshment, my dear?
I would. I believe we'll find some in the lobby.
Would you like to join us for a 15-minute intermission?
Years I've cleaned the house of Ebenezer Scrooge, and not what has he ever said, Merry Christmas. Even me, a lowly charwoman, has the decency to say, Merry Christmas. 15 years. All you ever hear is, bah humbug.
Decked all with boughs of holly, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. Don we all our gay apparel, la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carols, la 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 la.
Come out, and know me better, man. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. You have never seen the like of me before.
Never.
Have you never walked forth with the younger members of my family, meaning for I'm very young, but my elder brothers born in these later years?
I do not think that I have. In fact, I think that I have not. Do you have many brothers, Spirit?
More than 1,800.
Oh, a tremendous family to provide for. Spirit, conduct me where you will. I went forth last night on compulsion, and I learned a lesson which is working now. If you have aught to teach me, let me profit by it.
Touch my robe.
Instantly, they stood in the city streets on Christmas morning, where the people made a rough but brisk and not unpleasant kind of music in scraping the snow from the pavement in front of their dwellings.
The people who were shoveling snow from the housetops were jovial and full of glee, calling out to one another, and now and then exchanging a merry snowball.
And soon the steeples called good people to church and chapel, and they came flocking through the streets in their best clothes and with their gayest faces.
Scrooge and the Spirit went invisible into the suburbs of the town, where they came to the four-room home of his clerk, Bob Cratchit.
Well, whatever has got your precious father, then? Your brother, Tiny Tim. Marshall is late last Christmas Day by half an hour.
Here's Martha, Mother. Here's Martha, Mother. Hooray! There's such a goose, Martha.
Well, bless your heart alive, my dear. How late you are.
We didn't deal with work to finish up last night, and I had to clear away this morning, Mother.
Well, never mind. As long as you are come. Sit down now before the fire and have a warm. Bless you.
No, there's Father coming. Hide, Martha, hide!
Home at last, Jim. Ah, it's nice and warm. Why, where's my Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming? Not coming upon Christmas Day?
Here I am, Father. Martha!
My father, did you believe Martha with this Christmas Day.
Well, that's my girl.
And how did our little Tim behave?
As good as gold, and better. Somehow he gets thoughtful sitting by himself so much, and thinks the strangest things you've ever heard. He told me coming home that he hoped the people at the church saw him, because he was a cripple. It might be pleasant for them to remember on Christmas Day who made lame beggars walk, and blind men see.
Did he now?
Mother, I do believe this spring will find our Tim strong and hearty.
Well, pray so, Father.
Tim, just smell these potatoes. They smell so good.
Now, Peter Cratchit, those potatoes will never be done if you keep letting the heat out. Now, who will fetch the goose from the baker's?
I will.
Come along now, children. Your manners. Remember to wish Merry Christmas. Father, please bring us some punch.
Yes, my dear.
Come to the table, Tim, and then Martha, dear, bring over those potatoes.
Here's the goose. Here it is.
Oh my, what a goose! This Herman's such a fine goose, eh, Tim?
Never is this girl.
A Merry Christmas to us all, my dears. God bless us.
God bless us. God bless us, everyone.
Spirit? That frail child.
Tiny Tim.
Yes. Tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat in a poor chimney corner and a crutch with no owner well preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
No. No. Spirit, say that he will be saved.
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, none of my kind will find him here. What then? If he be like to die, he does do it and decrease the surplus population.
Mr. Scrooge, I give you the founder of the feast, Mr. Scrooge.
Oh, the founder of the feast, indeed. Why, I wish I had him here. I've given a piece of my mind to feast upon, and I hope he had a good appetite for it.
My dear, the children, it's Christmas Day.
It is Christmas Day, I'm sure, on which one drinks the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. You know he is, Robert. No one knows it better than you. Or so.
My dear, it's Christmas Day.
I'll drink his health for your sake, and the days, not for his. Long life to him. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Mr. Scrooge.
Scrooge will be very merry, very happy. That I have no doubt.
I am the older of this family.
By now, it was getting dark and snowing pretty heavily.
As Scrooge and the Spirit moved through the streets, the brightness of roaring fires in kitchens and parlors was wonderful.
And then he said that Christmas was a humbug, as I live, and he believed it too.
More shame for him, Fred.
He's a comical old fellow, and that's the truth, and not so pleasant as he might be. However, his offenses carry their own form of punishment, and I have nothing to say against it.
I'm sure he's very rich, Fred. Or at least you always tell me so.
But what of that, Peggy? His wealth is of no use to him. He doesn't do any good with it, he doesn't make himself comfortable with it, and he hasn't the satisfaction of thinking that he's ever going to benefit with it.
I have no patience with him.
Oh, but I have, Peggy, for I pity him. Who suffers by his ill whims? Himself, always. Here he takes it into his head to take a dislike to us, so he won't come and dine with us. What's the consequence? Well, he doesn't lose much of a dinner.
Indeed, I feel he loses a very good dinner.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that, because I have great faith in these young housekeepers. What do you say, Topper?
Do go on, Fred. He never finishes what he's going to say. He's such a ridiculous fellow.
Well, Peggy, I was only going to say that the consequence of his taking a dislike to us is that he loses some pleasant moments, which could do him no harm. I'm sure that he loses pleasanter companions than he can find, either in his own thoughts, in his musty old chambers, or in his dusty office. But I intend to give him the same chance every year at Christmas, for I pity him. He may rail at Christmas time until he dies, but he can't help thinking better of it. I defy him, and if he finds me going there, year after year, and in good spirits, saying, "Why, my Uncle Scrooge, how do you do?" In fact, I think that I shook him a bit yesterday.
Your nephew is a very cheerful young fellow.
Yes, it's Fanny's son.
And his wife is quite pleasant.
I bet she is.
Let's have a dance, everyone. To the floor. Lovely ladies, lovely. Anyone for yes or no?
I don't know what that is.
Well, it's a game where someone must think of something. He or she must ask questions. And everyone, sorry, it's a game where someone must think. Everyone must ask questions. He or she must only reply yes or no.
But who'll be it?
Oh, I will.
Of course, who else?
Our time grows short.
Oh, no. Spirit, here's a new game. Just 1/2 hour. Just one.
Have you got it?
I have. Ask away.
Is it an animal?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
A lovely furry animal.
Oh no.
A rather disagreeable animal?
Yes, it
A
is.
savage animal.
Oh yes.
An animal that growls and grunts sometimes?
Definitely.
An animal lives here in London.
It does.
Does it live in a menagerie?
No.
Is it a horse?
Nay.
Is it a cow?
No.
Is it led about by someone?
No.
Is it killed in the market?
No.
Is it a tiger?
No.
A bear?
No.
A dog?
No.
A cat?
No.
Well, it's not furry.
Correct.
Is it an ass?
Sometimes. No, I'm foul.
Does it walk on 4 legs or 2?
Foul.
Does it walk on 4 legs?
No.
But it must walk on two.
Of course.
I found it, Fred. I know what it is.
And what is it?
It's your Uncle Scrooge.
It is!
You weren't quite truthful, though, Fred.
How's that?
You answered no to whether it was a bear,
Well, everyone, he certainly has given us plenty of merriment tonight, and it would be ungrateful not to drink to his health. So here's a glass of mulled wine, ready to our hand at the moment. And I say, Uncle Scrooge! Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man, whatever he is. He would not take it from me, but he may have it nevertheless. Uncle Scrooge!
Uncle Scrooge.
Dinner is served.
Oh, lovely.
Spirit, you look greatly aged. Are spirits' lives so short?
My life upon this globe is very short. It ends tonight.
Tonight?
At midnight. Hark, the time is near.
Forgive me if I am not justified in what I ask, but I see something peculiar and not of yourself protruding from your clothes. Is that a hand or a claw?
It might be a claw for all the flesh there is upon it. Look here, look down here, man, look down here.
Are they yours?
They are mankind's. The boy is ignorance, and the girl is wants. Beware them both in their degree. But most of all, beware this boy. For I see written upon his brow that which is doom, unless her writing be erased. Deny it, and abide the end.
Have they no refuge or resource?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses? Come, children.
Are you the ghost of Christmas yet to come? You are here to show me the shadows of the things that have yet to be, but will in the time before us. Is that correct? Ghost of the future? I fear you more than anything, any specter I have seen. But as I know that you are here to do me good, and as I hope to be a better man than what I was before. I am prepared to do you company and to do it with a grateful heart. Will you not speak to me? Lead on, spirit, lead on. The night is waning fast, and time is precious. I know. Lead on.
Well, what have you heard about it? No, I don't know much about it either way. I only know he's dead.
Well, when did he die?
Last night, I believe.
Why? What was the matter with him? I thought he'd never died.
God knows.
Hey, what's he done with his money?
No, I haven't heard. Left it to his company, perhaps. He didn't leave any of it to me. That's all I know. It's likely to be a very cheap funeral. For upon my life, I don't know if anybody can go to it. Should we make up a party and volunteer?
I don't mind going if lunch is provided, but I must be fed.
I never wear black gloves. And I never eat lunch. But I would offer to go if anyone else will. When I come to think about it, I'm not at all sure that I wasn't his most particular friend, for we used to stop and speak when we met.
These men are my business associates. Who could they be talking about?
How are you? Eric, good to see you. You. So, good old Scratch finally got his at last.
What have been told? Told, isn't it?
Seasonable for Christmas time. You're not a skater, I suppose?
No, I never tried. Did you go check out the pond?
I know you have a reason for showing me these things, Spirit, but I don't understand.
They left this busy scene and went into a part of town that Scrooge had never penetrated before. Here, the streets were foul and narrow, the homes and people wretched. The whole quarter reeked of crime, filth, and misery. Oh, Madam Gibbard, overly messed up.
That's a charming Let the laundress be the second, and let the undertaker's man be the third. Look here, old Joe. Here's a chance. If we all three up got here without meeting it.
You couldn't have met in a better place. Come into the parlor. You made free of it long ago, you know. The other two ain't exactly strangers. We're all suitable to our callings. We're well matched. Come into the parlor. Come into the parlor.
What odds then? What odds, Mrs. Diller? Every person has a right to take care of themselves. He always did.
That's true indeed, no man more so.
Why then, don't stand staring as if you was afraid, woman. Who's the wiser? It's not like we're gonna pick holes in each other's coats, I suppose.
No, no indeed.
We should hope not.
Very well then, that's enough. Who's the worse for the loss of a few things like these? Not a dead man, I suppose.
No, no indeed.
If you wanted to keep them after he was dead, why wasn't he natural in his lifetime? If he had been, he'd have had someone to look after him when he was struck with the death. Instead of lying, gasping out his last thing, alone by himself.
A truer word was never spoke. It's a judgment on him.
I wish it was a little heavier judgment. And it should have been. He made a pin upon it. I could have laid my hands on anything Joe. Let me know the value of it. Speak out plain. I ain't afraid to be the first, nor afraid for them to see it. We all know pretty well we were helping ourselves before we met here, I believe. No sin. Open the bundle, Joe.
Oh, you first. Let's see what we have. A seal. A pencil case. A pair of sleeve buttons. That's nice. A brooch. Oh, yes, that's very nice. That would be your account. And I would give you another 6 pence if I was to be boiled for not doing it. Who's next?
Here's mine, Joe.
Oh,
Hello.
hi. Cheese. Towels. There are teaspoons. Ah, silver. That's nice. Oh, that's very nice. A pair of sugar dogs. Boots. Could use a polish. Yes. You know, I always give too much to the ladies. It's a weakness of mine. It's going to be the ruin of me. Well, that'd be your account. If you ask for so much as another penny, I'd repent of being so liberal and knock out half a crown.
Now, undo my bundle, Joe.
Well, let's see, what do we have here? Tied up in a tight knot. Must be very precious. Well, you know what this looks like. This looks like bed curtains.
Bed curtains.
You don't mean to say you took them down off the curtain rod while his body was just lying there?
Well, yes, I do. And why not? I shan't hold my hand when I can get anything into it by reaching it out for the sake of such a man as he was, I promise you, Joe. Now don't drop the will upon the blankets now.
His blankets?
Whose else do you think? He ain't likely to take cold one out of my dare say.
Well, I hope he didn't die of anything catchy. It's going around.
Oh, don't you be afraid of that. I ain't so fond of his company that I'd loiter about him for such things if he did. You can look through that shirt till your eyes ache, but you won't find a hole in it, nor a threadbare place. It's the best he had, and a fine one, too. They'd have wasted it if it hadn't been for me.
What do you call wasting of it?
Putting it on to be buried in, to be sure. Somebody was fool enough to do it. But I took it off again. The calico ain't good enough for such a purpose. It ain't good enough for anything. You can't look any uglier than you did in that one. This is the end of it, you see. He frightened everyone away from him when he was alive. To profit us when he was dead.
I see, Spirit. I see the case of this unhappy fellow might be my own. My life tends that way now. Oh, merciful heaven, what is this? this is a fearful place. In leaving it, I shall not leave its lesson, I promise. Let's go. I understand, and if I could do it, I would, but I have not the power, Spirit. I have not the power. Please, if there be any person in this town who feels an emotion connected with this man's death, show that person to me, please, I beseech you.
Is it good or bad?
Bad.
We are quite rude.
No, there's some yet, Caroline.
If you relent, there is. Nothing is past hope for such a miracle has happened.
He is past relenting. He is dead.
Oh, merciful God!
What the half-drunken woman told me last night, when I tried to attain a week's delay, turned out to have been quite true. Not only was he very ill, but dying then.
To who will our deputy transferred?
I don't know. But until then, maybe we may be ready with the money. Sleep with thy heart tonight, Caroline.
Show me some tenderness connected with a death. The spirit or that dark chamber which we left just now will forever be present to me.
The ghost conducted him through several streets familiar to his feet.
As they went along, Scrooge looked here and there to find himself, but nowhere was he to be seen.
They came upon the house of poor Bob Cratchit and found the children and the mother seated around the fire.
He took a child and set him in a midst of them.
Oh. This color hurts my eyes. Oh, there. Better now. Makes them weak by candlelight. I wouldn't show your father weak eyes when he comes home to the world. Must be near his time.
Past it, rather. He walked a little slower than he used to these last few evenings, Mother.
Yes, I've known him walk with Tiny Tim upon his shoulders rather fast indeed.
So have I, often.
But Tim was light upon his shoulders, and your father loved him so. It's no trouble. It's no trouble. Here comes your father now.
Look, Father. See how pretty Mother's is.
My, how busy my girls are. You'll be done long before Sunday, I'm sure.
Sunday? You went today then, Robert.
Yes, my dear. I wish you could have gone. It would have done you good to see how green a place it is. But you'll see it often. I promised him I'd walk there on Sunday. My little child. You'll never guess who I saw on the street today. Mr. Scrooge's nephew, Fred.
Did you, Robert?
He inquired after my health, seeing that I was just a bit down. On which he is the pleasantest spoken gentleman you ever heard. I told him, and so I told him, I'm heartily sorry for it, Mr. Cratchit. I'm heartily sorry for your good wife.
Dear man.
Glad to buy, however he knew that, I don't know.
You what, Robert?
Glad that you were a good wife.
Everybody knows that, Father.
Very well observed, my boy. I hope they do. Heartily sorry, he said, for your good wife. If I can be of service to you in any way, he said, giving me his card. That's where I live. Great home to me. Now, if it wasn't for the sake of anything he might be able to do for us, so much as for his kind way, it was actually quite delightful. It really seemed as if he had known our Tiny Tim and felt with us.
I'm sure he's a good soul.
And I'm sure none of us shall forget poor Tiny Tim, shall we? For this first parting that there was among us.
Never, Father.
And I know, my dearest, when we recollect how patient, how mild he was. Although he was a little child. We shall not, poor Lizzie, among ourselves, forget poor Tiny Tim and you.
Never.
Never, Father.
I'm very happy. Very, very happy. My poor little child.
Poor little child. Spirit? Something informs me that our parting moment is at hand. I know this, but I don't know how. Tell me who that man was we saw lying dead. Before I go any nearer to that stone to which you point, Spirit, answer me this question. Are these shadows of the things that will be? Or are these shadows of the things that may be only? Men's courses foreshadow certain ends, to which if persevered in, the ends must lead. But if the courses be departed from, the ends can change. Say that it is thus with what you show me, Spirit. Ebenezer Scrooge! Am I the man who lie upon that bed? No! Spirit, no! I am not the man I was! I will not be the man I must have been, but for this intercourse. I will keep Christmas in my heart, and I will strive to work it the whole year. Please, assure me that I may yet change these shadows which you have shown me by an altered life. I will live in the past, and in the present, and in the future. The spirits of all three will strive within me. And I shall not shut out the lessons that they teach. Please, show me that I may yet scrub out the name on this stone. shadows of the things that the shadows of the things that may be, will be dispelled. I know it.
Happy Christmas, Morgan.
Merry Christmas.
And to you.
Cold, isn't it?
But it makes it sunny.
True. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, sir.
Have a lovely day.
I don't know what to do. I'm as merry as an angel. I'm as light as a feather. I'm as happy as a schoolboy. Merry Christmas, everyone! And a Happy New Year to the whole world! I don't know what day it is. I don't know how long I was with the spirits. I don't know anything. I'm quite the baby. Whew. Oh, never mind. I'd rather be a baby. Oh, hello! Hello there! What's today, my fine fellow?
Today, why, it's Christmas Day.
Christmas Day! I haven't missed it! I haven't. The spirits have done it all in one night. Oh, of course they have. They can do anything. They can do anything. They can do anything! Hello there!
Hello.
Hello! Yes. Do you know the Poulterers? The next street but one on the corner?
I should hope I did.
An intelligent boy. Remarkable boy. Yes, yes. Do you know if the prize turkey that they had hanging there, not the little prize turkey, but the big one, do you know if it is still there?
The one as big as me?
A delightful boy. It's a pleasure talking to him. Yes, my buck.
It's hanging there now.
He is. Oh, go and buy it.
What?
No, I am in earnest. Go and buy it, and bring it here so that I may tell them where to deliver it. Yes, if you bring back the man, I will give you a shilling. If you bring him back in 5 minutes, I will give you half a crown. I shall give it to Bob Cratchit. Yes, indeed. It's bigger than Tiny Tim. Who sent it? That butcher never had such a joke as sending this to Bob Cratchit will be. Oh my. I've never even looked at it before. It's quite a wonderful knocker. Oh, there's the turkey. Hello. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Merry Christmas. Bob Cratchit's, yes indeed, in Camden Town. Yes, as fast as you can.
Camden Town, Bob Cratchit. Yes, sir.
Camden Town, Bob Cratchit, yes. Okay. Here's half a crown for you. Thank you very much. And, this is for the turkey, and wait, don't. You must have a cab. Here you are. Shut my door.
Thank you, sir, and have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge.
Good morning, sir.
Merry Christmas.
Good
very much. It's a very, very wonderful thing that you are doing.
Mr. Scrooge?
Yes, that is the name, and I fear you might find it unpleasant, but allow me to beg your pardon and ask if you would do me the honor of accepting.
Lord bless me! Mr. Scrooge! Are you serious?
And not a farthing less. There are a great many back payments included in that amount, I can tell you. Will you do that?
I don't know what to say to such generosity.
Say nothing. Just come and see me at my office. Will you come and see me?
We will! Oh, Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you 50 times. I am in debt to you. Oh, Fred.
Uncle, why bless my soul.
This must be your Peggy. Fred, if I were to come to your place for dinner, would you let me in?
Let you in? Why, Uncle, of course we would let you in.
Will you come with us now, Uncle?
Now? Why, certainly. Merry Christmas indeed. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Oh, there you are. Merry Christmas. This is fun. Oh, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Did you drop down? You got up? Okay. Merry Christmas again. Merry Christmas. Trying to be quiet won't make it any better. What exactly do you mean by coming in at this hour?
I'm sorry to be late, sir. I'm afraid I was making rather merry yesterday.
Well, I will not stand for this type of thing any longer. Do you understand?
It's but once a year, sir. It shall not be repeated.
I will not stand for this. And therefore, I am going to pay you more money.
Sir?
Merry Christmas, Bob, and a merrier Christmas than I have given you in quite a long time.
You said the turkey, didn't you? Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Why don't you put some more coal on the fire, Bob, and tell me about your boy.
Tim?
Yes, Tiny Tim. How can I help him get better?
Well... Sir, are you feeling well today? You seem a bit
peculiar. Well, I have never felt better. I've never felt better. Come, tell me about your boy.
Scrooge became better than his word. He did it all and infinitely more. And for Tiny Tim, who did not die, he became a second father.
He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city knew, or any other good old city, town, or borough in the good old world.
There were those that laughed at the alteration in Scrooge. He let them laugh, and little did he heed them. For now, he was wise enough to know that nothing ever happens on this globe for good, at which some people get their fill of laughter at the outset.
His own heart laughed, and that was quite enough for him.
Now, Scrooge had no further visits from the spirits. People now often said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well. May that be said of us. May that be said of all of us.
And so, as Tiny Tim observed,
God bless us, everyone.